Welcome everyone to the SERL Domino's Pizza Truck Series Season 2 Race 23 at Talladega Superspeedway. I consider this track and the races at this track the ultimate wild card. And why is that? Well, I think anyone has a shot of winning. It does not matter where you qualify or how good your season has been. Anyone can win. And what can that do? That could open the door for a first-time winner, a surprise winner, or maybe someone that has already uh, been strong this season, or even a or even a multiple winner. It has happened many times this season already. And a couple of interesting notes on this racetrack: 33 degrees of banking in the corners, 5 degrees on the backstretch, 18 degrees in the tri-oval. The start-finish line is not on the tri-oval compared to its sister track at Daytona International Speedway. It's much more closer to turn number one, and we've seen many times where on the final lap, the leader entering the tri-oval actually did not win the race. It's happened before, and we could see it today. Also, last season was kind of a historical event or a race that would eventually create some major change in the future, and that is pit stops was still a thing back then. And because of pit stops, I think it kind of eliminated the chances of a good close race. And the race was dominated by Arch Hussein, who would go on to win. And to me, that race, along with the American Ethanol Series event, eventually, at the time, eliminated pit stops at super speedways, but then eventually I would get rid of pit stops altogether for season 2, and that rule will either remain in effect or will be changed for the non-super speedways if I ever do a season 3. Also, we gotta talk about our championship picture, and I believe after Dover we still have um, 5 drivers with a mathematical shot of winning this championship, but realistically, it is still the Clev, Crafton, and Garrett Sydnor show. Garrett Sydnor went into the day leading the point standings after coming off of a win at Lucas Oil Raceway, but 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 lost the lead, but not by that much. It's actually a 1 point difference between the two, and especially since I think anything could happen on this racetrack. One could get a good finish, another one could get caught in the big one. Anything can happen, and I think that after this race, we will have a clear picture on who is going to be in contention for this championship, regardless of whether we have drivers that are like 30 plus points behind. And anyway, now let's get these trucks rolling off. As the trucks roll off, here are a couple other things. So, I mentioned two of the 5 drivers, Clev Crafton and Garrett Sydnor. The other 3 drivers, Biff Crafton, Abe Troxell, and Mason Jefferson. And, and from 1st to 5th, here are their starting positions: 11th, 16th, 10th, 25th, and 21st. Here is the starting lineup. Kendall Minor, this is his first career pole, and starting alongside of him, Jacob Reed in the 15. And this is just going to get interesting. I think that especially these first few laps, drivers are going to be very desperate to get themselves up to the front, because the front is the best place to be most of the time. But anyway, as we come through the start-finish line, there have been many times before of where if the start-finish line was right about here, blank driver will have won, but because the start-finish line is several yards ahead of that, the driver in second place has much more time to react and make a last lap finish. I think that's one of the reasons why the start-finish line was moved closer to number 1. Kendall Minor still leads, and he has Cameron Gallatin behind him. Jacob Reeder here, better watch out. Down the back stretch. And I already see Clev Crafton trying to get himself up front. I see Garrett Sydnor sliding back. That might actually be a good idea. So we have one driver trying to get up front, and we got one driver falling back. But I guess Garrett Sydnor, he's still not that great of a position if something really bad happens. But anyway, coming out of turn number 4 onto the tri-oval, Kendall Minor leads the first lap, so that's one extra bonus point. Behind him, he sort of he goes to the bottom lane, right by Phil Goldberg. Clev Crafton now goes to the high side. But Crafton is stuck on the outside. We currently have a 4-car train right here with Aiden Saunders, Aiden Saunders, Rogue Hedgehog, and Dale Scott, or was. But anyway, now we're here. Our first battle for the lead, and this could be our first of many lead changes today. Bill Goldberg to the inside, Kendall Minor. He will be able to get that spot. Crafton is now stuck on the outside. Where is Garrett Sydnor? Garrett Sydnor, he's kind of at the head of a second pack, which that could be a good idea. It might be a strategy. Garrett Sydnor choosing to lay back. And ahead of them. Okay. I thought contact was made. I thought Eric Almahart went around. Right around him, we have Bill Crafton and Luke Walker. But so far, I'm actually pretty surprised that we've gone the first 2 laps clean and green. Excuse me. Okay. And now Phil Goldberg continues to lead. Up ahead of them, Clev Crafton and Saunders. Okay, that could have been bad. Rogue Hedgehog being followed by Kenny Hamlin. And once again, down onto the front stretch, fanning out into the tri-oval. The tri-oval is actually the widest part of this racetrack. And by the time you exit the tri-oval, oh my goodness, in front of me here, a crash! Cameron Gaunt, Jim Kelly, Riley Smith, Elgin Mills, and more, but looks like Garrett Sydnor, yep, he did get through it. Oh. Okay, I think they almost wrecked Convery is on the apron. Oh, another crash! Kenny Hamlin here! Oh no! Garrett Sydnor avoids it. Big Crafton involved. Us. So another wreck. And Garrett Sydnor, I just said it right there. He gets through it. Wait, watch out. It may not be over. I don't see Clev Crafton. Oh, there he is. Actually, this first pack of about 8 drivers is actually ahead of the second pack. But my goodness. So we first had a wreck exiting the tri-oval, and I'm sure that's what initially brought the caution. But then all of a sudden, in the middle of the backstretch, which the backstretch is somewhat of a common place for the big one, that's where another wreck occurred, and that happened up front. So I wonder what went wrong. But let's take a look. I'm sorry, but I think this race and the 2 other races at Talladega this weekend are going to have some really crappy frame rate. But anyway, here's what happened. So I'm honestly surprised that this wasn't a bigger wreck, because I think it could have been easily. So Cameron Gaunton in the middle of the field, all of a sudden he just blows up right in front of Big Crafton, right in front of Eric Almahart, Luke Walker, and a bunch of other drivers. So he's slowing down, it holds up Big Crafton, etc. Then he tries to get out of the way by going to the bottom, but doesn't see Jim Kelly. The 2 of them make contact. Jim Kelly goes around, Cameron Gaunton spins, and Riley Smith, for the most part, did a good job also slowing it down, but he did make some slight contact with Cameron Gaunton. So I think that Cameron Gaunton's day, it is over. Jim Kelly might be alright, and I think Riley Smith is also okay. But now let's take a look and see what happened on the backstretch. They did almost wreck exiting turn number 2 when Charles Bellamy and Aiden Saunders hooked together down into Peyton Keyes, the winner last week at Dover, and Bobby Una, and they come right up in front of Convery, but they all saved it. And then what happened on the backstretch? Well, let's go to the helicopter. So I think it was a combination of just Lion Mills, Brown Hedgehog pinching Kenny Hamlin, but I think they were also trying to side draft just a little bit. And the thing is, it was too much. Brown Hedgehog and Kenny Hamlin made contact, and Kenny Hamlin goes airborne for a long time. Hayden Jefferson gets involved. Connor Breen has nowhere to go. Kyle Kaminsky also gets involved along with Eric Almahart and Elgin not Elgin Mills. But if Crafton just had nowhere to go, Blaine Keyes had nowhere to go, Justin Thomas had nowhere to go. And so overall, a pretty massive wreck that is going to take many drivers. And one of our 5 championship contenders as of right now, Biff Crafton, it looks like that his day is going to be over, and most likely his championship hopes. Do you know what I also think made, other than being behind Jim Kelly, I think what helped Leia Walker avoid this mess was that she actually got off the throttle just before the contact was made between Jim Kelly and Cameron Garlington. For several weeks, Kenny Hamlin was going up, up, up in the point standings. These past several weeks, he's been going down, 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 and this weekend will be another down. What could have gone really bad didn't happen for Matt Hotchkiss. Wrong place at the wrong time for Eric Almerhart. He probably also could have slowed down a lot more as well. Even though he made it through, this is a sight that Clev Crafton does not want to see again. Everyone they see on this part of the list is officially out of the race, and for many of these drivers, it's really a shame because we have drivers like our pole singer Kenny Hamlin, not Kenny Hamlin, Kenny Minor, or even drivers like Kenny Hamlin, Brock Hedgehog, and many other drivers that could had that were running up front and could have gotten a great finish. And now that has all been taken away, and so now we have 28 drivers on the racetrack and on the lead lap. So this will be interesting. So as the pace truck comes down per road, one thing that I did not mention that I feel like I should mention right now is that we currently entering this weekend we have 11 drivers that could be at risk of being mathematically eliminated. Jimmy Johns, Riley Smith, Charles Bilding, Jim Kelly, Connor Breen, Matt Hotchkiss, Hayden Jefferson, Brock Hedgehog, Kenny Hamlin, Kenneth Tamel, and Lonnie Mills Jr. Now some of those drivers are already out of the race, but there are some drivers like Lonnie Mills Jr. that could save themselves. You know, we saw it last week in the Hot Wheels Cup season at Dover. Anyway, now that they restarted single file, I don't think we're gonna see as much passing or I don't think that we're gonna see the same level of craziness. But one driver that is trying to move forward is Clev Crafton in the 82. He is trying to move forward and he's trying to get up to the front and stay there. And one driver that I'm thinking might start making a charge to the front if he can get some help is Garrett Sydnor. He's closing in on the top 15. And now Clev Crafton, he's now shuffled back to the outside, not where he wants to be. But this pack of 6 cars does have a bit of a distance between Ken Ozermel, Dale Scott, etc. I see Dean Warren in the 74, 15 points. Andrew Gorman in the 19, he is 12 points. And up front. So the way things are now, Clev Crafton would be our points leader by probably 15 plus points. I'm going to guess. But in Abe Troxell, he would also gain a little bit of ground. Lonnie Mills Jr. He's now going to get passed by Clev Crafton. Or wait a second, no, he doesn't. He goes down the block. But Philip Goldberg, he continues to lead as we now just have 8 more laps to go. And now look at this. Clev Crafton taking second. if he can lead a lap, that's gonna be one extra bonus point. And he has a good run on account of Mel. And look at this, to the inside. To the inside goes Clev Crafton. He has a bit of drafting help from Abe Troxell. So now we are gonna have, I think, our third or fourth different leader. Can Abe Troxell do anything about this? Can Ben Braley in the 40? This is a driver that is actually 9th in points, having a pretty solid season as of recently, but has yet to win. Jacob Reed in the 15, he has also yet to win a race this season. And Clev Crafton coming out of the tribal, he will lead a lap, and so that's one extra bonus point. But it looks like this second pack is actually starting to close in, and maybe in a few laps it will start to blend in with the first pack. Garrett Sydnor, he just continues to be driving back, so it doesn't look like that he really has that great of a truck. But anyway, Philip Goldberg, he's now back into second place, and he's currently on the bumper. It's currently a 3-truck breakaway from actually the rest of the field, because look at that. Abe Troxell, now to the inside of Philip Goldberg. The more these drivers are side by side, it will actually help Jacob Reed, Ben Braley, and more catch them. But currently it's the Clev, Abe, and Philip show up front at Talladega. Heading down into turns 1 and 2 on the 33 degrees of banking. And now look at that. Now look at this. Here comes Jacob Reed with the help of Ben Braley. Dean Orrin, he's starting to get into the mix. I also think that Andrew Gorman, who has also yet to win the season, but if you remember back to the Daytona race, he and Luke Walker were battling for the lead. Andrew Gorman made a pass coming to the white flag, but the half a lap later, Andrew Gorman was able to do Luke Walker was able to do the crossover on Andrew Gorman as we have smoke. It looks like something might have happened between Kyle Kaminsky and Charles Belding, but we are still green. One thing that many of the drivers would like to see is a caution, and here we go. Abe Troxell in 28, going underneath Clev Crafton, and looks like Clev Crafton might get frame trained, because here comes Philip Goldberg, here comes Lonnie Mills Jr., here comes Dean Orrin. Philip Goldberg now making it 3 wide down the backstretch. Clev Crafton, he's getting shoveled way outside, and here comes Dean Orrin in the 74. This is a driver that has yet to win the season. And someone look at the field. Philip Goldberg hasn't won. Dean Orrin hasn't won. Abe Troxell hasn't won. Ben Braley hasn't won, and Andrew Gorman also hasn't won. I see Jacob Reed. He also has yet to win. And here we go, lap 15 and 19. Just 4 more laps to go. And look at this. They are getting 4 wide, 5 wide, I think. And behind them, Ben Braley getting a push from Andrew Gorman. Here we go. Andrew Gorman, Ben Braley, he goes to the outside, allowing Andrew Gorman to go to the bottom. Jacob Reed trying to make his way through the middle. But anyway, Philip Goldberg, he's just pulling away. But he might be a sitting duck if he gets out too far ahead. Lonnie Mills Jr. On the outside of a wide situation, he will be losing ground. Clev Crafton, all of a sudden, look at this. He's now on the inside, making his move back towards the front. It looks like that Clev Crafton is going to be someone to watch out in the closing stages of the race. 3 wide for second place. And in the meantime, Philip Goldberg in the 35. He is having to block all 3 lanes for the most part. He is trying to figure out which lane is going, and the lane that is going is the bottom. Clev Crafton, with the help of Bobby Una, the Kentucky winner, he is looking to get up front, and behind them they are still 3 wide as this second pack is starting to lose. Here comes Clev Crafton to the bottom. But will Philip Goldberg be able to clear him? Philip Goldberg, he's getting a draft of Bobby Una, and I think Philip Goldberg, he might be able to still hang on to that spot. One thing that Clev Crafton does not want to see is a caution right now. Well, he sort of wants to see a caution. If he can win this race, that's a couple more extra bonus points from Garrett Sydnor, who currently is just stuck back in traffic. 23rd place, and it looks like at this point the only two spots he'll be able to gain are Jim Kelly and Eric Almerhart. Not today Garrett Sydnor won it at all. Now look at this. Once again, Clev Crafton to the inside field Goldberg. Clev Crafton will lead this lap. But anyway, the pack is now reformed. Here comes Andrew Gorman. Here comes Dean Orrin. Dean Orrin, he might be able to give Clev Crafton a push. We still have 2 more laps to go. Dean Orrin getting some help from Leo Walker in the 99, the Gateway winner. But anyway, as they are still side by side for the lead, I honestly at this point I actually don't really know if Clev Crafton is gonna be able to take this thing home, or if Philip Goldberg is gonna be able to take this thing home. Oh my goodness, 5 wide are here, almost 5 wide. Leo Walker almost turned Dean Orrin. Oh, that could have been huge. Clev Crafton, he continues to lead, and he could possibly, and he might possibly be able to clinch that extra bonus point for leading the most laps, as we have a caution behind them! Caution behind them, so this will be the race for the victory! We have Dale Scott spinning, Kendall DeMille spinning, and behind them, Johnny Worth, Garrett Sydnor, he gets through, that's a couple extra positions. Riley Smith has damage. Kendall DeMille is around. No. And Saunders also has some damage, so some more spots that Garrett Sydnor is going to be able to pick up if they can be able to hang on. Dean Orrin trying to get a push from A Trucks. Coming out of turn number 4, A Trucks up to the bottom, but to me it's not going to be enough as they come by to take the caution flag. Clev Crafton out front. He will see the white flag. No, wait a second, no caution. No caution, I believe. Wait a second. Never mind. Even if the white flag is waved, they know the caution's out. They take in the caution, and Clev Crafton will win this race. So Clev Crafton wins. And the way I look at things right now, where's Garrett Sydnor going to finish? He's going to finish 16th, so it could have been a lot more worse. So I guess in some ways, being that far back did pay off somewhat. But to me, this late in the season and being second place in points, this is not what Garrett Sydnor needs at all. He's gonna have to hope for a lot more better next week when we head to Bridgehampton. But anyway, let's take a look and see what happened first with Charles Belding and Kyle Kaminsky, because we saw that smoke exiting turn number 4 that one lap. So Kyle Kaminsky was actually off the pace, probably because of the damage he suffered in the big one. But anyway, Charles Belding and Ian Saunders make contact, and Matt Hoshkus, he just has nowhere to go. At first, it looked like that Charles Belding might be able to save it, but Matt Hoshkus got back up into Charles Belding, and Charles Belding hits the outside wall. And I'm kind of surprised that this didn't actually bring out a caution. Matt Hoshkus also backed it into the inside wall as well. So anyhow, that's what brought this caution. Now let's take a look and see what happened with 2 laps to go. Entering turn number 1, they were 4 wide, and Johnny Worth decides to go back to the bottom, but to me, he couldn't quite clear Jacob Reed. The two of them make contact. Johnny Worth spins right up in front of the pack, right in front of Kendall DeMille and Dale Scott. And right here, Kendall DeMille gets back going, but then right here, things got even worse when watch the 4 Riley Smith. He's on the apron right here, hits Johnny Worth and sent him right in front of Daniel Boyles, and Jimmy Johns also had nowhere to go. And look at that. Look at that. Garrett Sydnor, and oh yeah, Riley Smith, I guess he got clobbered by William Bedford. Yeah, William Bedford did the same thing. So unfortunately, poor lane choice by Riley Smith and William Bedford. But what happened to Kendall DeMille? I saw damage on the front of Ian Saunders. So he gets back rolling. He tries to get out of the way, goes to the bottom right in front of Ian Saunders, and I actually think that damage on Ian Saunders might take him out of the race, which is one more spot Garrett Sydnor should be able to gain. But anyway, now let's go on board more drivers. From the Digger Cam in turn number 2. How quickly or how things can change over a long period of time. About 10 races ago, I was talking about Johnny Orff as someone who could win the championship, but these past several weeks have just not been kind to him, and I think this one is really going to finish off any chance of him winning the championship. Garrett Sydnor may not say it was easy to avoid this, but when I ride it on board with him, it does look like it was easy for him. Missed the first one, but not the second one. And that, my friends, is the conclusion of another one. So here is the finishing results. So Clev Crafton won the race, second win of the season, and this one is really going to help him in the point standings. He might have a 20 plus point lead heading to Bridgehampton, which is the final road course of the season. And once again, D. Oren comes close. Abe Troxel comes close. But Abe Troxel, he might possibly be closer to Clev Crafton, but I think that Clev Crafton finishing ahead of him, it doesn't get him as close. Bobby Union, Phil Goldberg, Leia Walker, Luke Walker, Ben Braley, Lionel Steer, Andrew Gorman, solid finishes. Garrett Sydnor, not the day that he won, but look at this. When you look at everyone who did not finish the race, it could have been a lot more worse. And so for that, I think Garrett Sydnor is at least satisfied that he was able to survive it. But things are going to be interesting. I think that at this point, I think it's going to be the Clev Crafton and Garrett Sydnor show all the way until the end. And if it's not over the next 3 races, one of those 2 drivers is going to break away from the other, and we could possibly have a situation. We could possibly have a situation where the points leader clinches the title before the finale. It just depends on who sucks more. But anyway, that is pretty much it. And of course, I said after the first restart that many drivers, 11 drivers, are at risk of being mathematically eliminated. I think with Clev Crafton winning the race, I think it's going to put even more drivers, or it's going to eliminate even more drivers. So if you were around a driver like Jim Kelly in points or Matt Hosh, etc., you could be in danger when I show the point standings. When I show the point standings in just a second. Anyway, I would like to thank everyone for watching this race. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and bye. Congrats to Clev Crafton.